All right. Now these are the technical definitions of DevOps process or DevOps framework or DevOps things. So what is this thing, right? The first thing, DevOps is Agile IT administration or Agile IT operations delivery. So if you remember, Agile we discussed for development process only. What if we can extend to infrastructure also? What if infrastructure teams also started following Agile? What if we add them to the Agile process along with development teams? Yes, that is DevOps. DevOps is the philosophy of unifying development and operations at a culture, practice, and tool levels to achieve accelerated and more frequent deployment of changes to the production. See here, the underlying point, more frequent deployment of changes to the production environment. This is the main goal, right, team? This is what we've been talking about, right? In Agile, we are developing new features, but we are not sending them immediately to end user. We are keeping them in refrigerator. We are looking for maintenance window. But what if you think of sending it immediately to the end user? Suppose I prepared a feature now. What if I can send it immediately to the end user without any lag, without any delay, right? I will immediately come to know whether that is working or not, whether is there anything that end user is looking for. I'll get immediate feedback, right? So this is the advantage of DevOps. This will happen if dev plus infrastructure guys, ops, work together. And next, DevOps is an engineering culture. DevOps is a software engineering culture and practice that is unifying software development and software operations. So it aims at shorter deployment cycles, more dependable releases. If something goes wrong, immediately you should be in a position to recover because you both work together now. So this is the technical definition of DevOps. This is how you can understand DevOps. DevOps is first a cultural collaboration between development and operations team. I discussed this already, team. The culture has given scope for set of practices. So when we started this culture, when we understand this culture, it has given the scope for set of practices. New practices have come because earlier we used to deploy the application on one fine day, but now we are thinking to send the application immediately. How to send immediately? See team, earlier you wanted to pass the information. We used to write postcards. They used to go 3 days, 4 days like that. Then later they invented telegrams. Within hours it goes. Within hour it goes, right? Nowadays we have mobile text, emails and all. Split second you can send an email, it receives for the end user, right? So like this, earlier we used to send the application to end user lately after testing manually or by using some ABCD tool, something like that. But nowadays, as soon as the application is ready, it should go to the end user immediately. It should run in production server immediately. How to do that? How can we even do that? This is where team, yes, this culture has given scope for set of practices. This culture has given scope for set of practices. So DevOps is a revolutionary movement by practitioner for practitioners only. See, who helps this? I mean to say, who are the people get benefited out of it? We only. Who has to invent? We only. Everybody, we, right? We are the people. We are the people who need to implement all these things. At the same time, you are the people who get benefit out of it. Movement by practitioners for themselves only. When this DevOps is started actually in market, from when it is in market history, in 2007 it started team. In 2007 it started. Patrick Debius is the guy. He used to work on operations and these things parallelly. He was the one who started this movement. He faced many issues in dev and operations. The collaboration was not proper, going back and forth. So then he called for a meeting or kind of forum. What do you say? Whatever. So on October 30th to 31st of 2009, he hosted an event called DevOps Days. So there was a small conference for both developers and operation engineers. And then it spawned a continuous conversation over the Twitter with a hashtag called DevOps. This is where DevOps started. See, we are in 2021 now. So DevOps was there, but nowadays it is fully functional. This is when DevOps started. The collaboration between developers and operations people has led to the creation of many different tools that support the practices valued by DevOps. So the collaboration is very important. Just now I told you. Since 2009, right, the DevOps movement has not stopped growing. You practically see that in today's world. The companies that are growing the most, the companies that are using DevOps. So IT industry, they are using DevOps the most. So the companies that are growing in IT industry, they are the companies using the DevOps most. The goals of the DevOps include, these things team. The goal of development team is to deliver features into the hands of the customer as quickly as possible. So developers always think, I need to prepare the feature fastly. I have 2 weeks time interval. So I need to develop this as fast as I can. So their goal is always speed, speed, speed. But the goal of operation engineer is always stability. Suppose team, you want to ship some food or you want to order some food. Okay, the delivery guy gets you. So he tries to give you as fast as he can. Speed, speed, speed. Suppose you delivered an ice cream. If he comes with the speed, that is not only requirement, he has to come slowly with stability. I mean to say, with stability, he has to come, whether it is coming faster or slower, doesn't matter. Stability is important. So operation engineers always think of stability. How stable environment will be if I deploy this new feature. So speed with stability is the common goal now for everybody. Speed with stability. I need to have speed and also stability. So that is where team, the DevOps goal mainly you see outside market. So speed with stability is one of the main goals of DevOps we see in the market. Stability and speed of delivery, time to market as quickly as you can. There should not be any production failures. Even though there are failures, you need to roll them back quickly. You need to set your environment back quickly. And there should not be any wall in DevOps culture. What is this wall concept here? Why we are talking about wall? Simply telling team, developer prepares the code and he throws the code over the wall to operations engineer. So operation engineer never looks into the code, what he has written, what's the standard of the code, how many unit tests he has covered. They never look. They just directly blindly put into the server and give it to end user. That's what been happening, right? So they just throw the ball over the ball. These guys catch the ball and they host it. So it's like ball game, right? It's like ball game. The same way, once developers throw the ball, they don't worry how operation engineer is hosting the code, what operating system fix he is applying on weekend. They never think of all these things because it is there. It is not their cup of coffee. So this is how team, there is no wall in DevOps culture. There is no wall in DevOps culture. And the final goal should be like this. As you see in the figure, in waterfall, it takes months to design, code, test, and deploy. In Agile, you will have constant maintenance windows, but you are preparing a number of features. You are designing, coding, testing. One feature is done. Next feature also getting ready. Design, code, test, design, code, test. Finally, you see one standard maintenance window and you send all these fixes together. So that is Agile. But in DevOps, design, code, test, deploy, design, code, test, deploy, design, code, test, deploy. So as soon as the feature is ready, yes, go ahead and deploy. Don't stop. You must have heard about CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery, or continuous deployment, whatever it is. You must have heard about CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery, or deployment, right? So with the help of CI/CD, yes, you can plan your DevOps releases, or CI/CD is one of the goals of DevOps. You can also consider like this. You can take CI/CD culture help and you can implement all this process, or this process helps you to achieve your CI/CD, continuous integration, continuous delivery or deployment. As soon as the code is ready in your source code management tool of a developer, once your developer says, hey Ravi, my code is ready, immediately that should be in production, undergoing all the operations, testing, deployments, etc., etc. That's the goal, team. That's the goal we are looking forward to. So this is where DevOps culture started. So the main goal of DevOps will be CI/CD, continuous integration and continuous delivery, and flawless